when you do them on YouTube?
Hey, shut it. We're going live.
Whoa!
Yeah, Trevor, idiot.
Whoa.
Get Trevor out of here. He shouldn't even be on the pod anymore. What a terrible question.
To my boy Trev like that.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into a very, very special episode of Sports Betting by Dummies. I am your host, Patty Parlays, and this 100-piece episode is off to a fantastic start. So, as you can see on your screens, if you're watching on YouTube, you look for Sports Betting by Dummies on your YouTube, search and filter by channel, you will find us there. But if you are watching us live, you can see there's a lot of blobs on this screen, and that's because we have many guests here for the 100-piece. But to start us off, the guy with the face, the guy we all know, the guy we all love, the guy of guys, the expert of experts, Connor. Connor, welcome into this very special episode.
You need to start marking these titles down to see if you add to it at all.
I know.
Like each episode. You have to memorize each of those, add to it, and the list is just got to keep growing.
I really have to start keeping track of these and writing these down beforehand because we go live and I just send it.
You're going to have like 5 pages of notes just of the titles that you have.
Possibly. And joining us, as always, the green blob on your screen, the voice of God himself, Dizz. Dizz, welcome in. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Hey, thank you. 100th episode may just mean a 100-piece bet from Dizz. I know you kind of teased it already, but just stay strapped in. We may go big tonight, boys.
Hey, I love it. I was thinking about doing the same thing. Me and Connor were discussing it. Might have to do it. Might have to do a group best bet 100-piece.
To be honest, I didn't find anything worth betting $100 for, so maybe it's a collaborative effort.
Okay.
But yeah, let's send it here, boys.
Absolutely. And now let's get to our guests that are joining us. So first off, we have the man with not many words. Usually he has joined us before, but when he speaks, it is pure gold. Joining us today, the Podfather. Podfather, welcome in. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Patty, Dizz, and everyone else. Congratulations on the 100th episode. I'm just getting ready to crack a couple cold ones, crank out this weekend, and get this weekend started.
Let's go.
Let's go. Absolutely love it. Bring in the energy.
No bets, but I got that.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. We love your insight nonetheless. And then also joining us, the man who came on our pod probably within the first or second month of it happening, and who gave us all the Jonathan India Rookie of the Year bet that did just happen to cash this past week. Miles.
Yeah.
Miles, welcome in, buddy.
You guys can't see me, but I am bowing to the crowd. That's my biggest betting moment. I love it. I don't have any good bets for you guys today, though.
Hey,
I'm sorry about it.
That's okay. We appreciate you joining us. I mean, you hit a bet like that for Rookie of the Year, and especially at the time you did it, I mean, you deserve a round of applause.
Thank you. Hey. I do want to say congratulations to you boys on 100 episodes. It's a big milestone.
Thank you. We
hey, I gotta shout out Miles. He said hammer Stanford over 4 wins, and I believe they have 4 wins right now. So it's coming down to the last week, but it's at least a push. So pretty juiced about that.
Yeah, he's right, Pat. Move on.
It's okay.
Right. Oh, no, they're 3-8. They're 3-8. Never mind.
We'll just focus on the Jonathan India part, and we will move on.
I think it's
3-8, and they've got Notre Dame this week.
Yep. Thanks, Diz.
We're off to a hot start.
Miles.
Oh, God.
If I knew I was going to be sabotaged right when I started, I wouldn't come on the pod.
I tried to boost you up at the start there, Miles, and then Dizz just had to come in with that. I didn't know that was going to happen. That's not on me.
I legit thought you cashed for me. That's my bad.
Unbelievable. And finally, the last blob on your screen, the man who we thought would maybe never join us ever again because of his last Reds money line bet, but joining us from the clouds, Sunshine. Sunshine, welcome back.
Thanks. It's good to be back and for the 100th episode. Congrats on that, by the way. I heard a stat, something where like 95% of podcasts stall out after like 12 episodes. So it's Congratulations on making it to 100. That's big.
What incredible stat and research by our guy Sunshine there. I don't know how factual it is, but we're going to run with it.
Can we get a work cited? Can we get a work cited at the end of this?
I heard it on the Joe Rogan podcast. So
so you know it's true. It has to be true.
Gotta be true.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, again, thank you all for joining me. And before we get into the betting and the bulk of this, I do want to give thanks to all you guys on here and so many more that are listening and watching. You know, it's crazy to think we've made it to 100 episodes. I definitely couldn't do it by myself. I mean, we saw and heard last episode when I was by myself, just talking to myself, and it was nothing worthwhile. So definitely thank you to all you guys on here, and couldn't have done it without you guys. So I really appreciate it. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It is Football Friday, but we're doing Football Friday a little bit different. Since we have so many people on here, we want to give you guys the full effect. We are going through all of the NFL games this weekend. Some we'll talk more about than others. That's just how it's going to go. Start off tomorrow. We got 3 games tomorrow. First game, Bears at Lions. Bears are getting 3 points. Yeah, not the best game to start off the Thanksgiving slate. Any thoughts from anyone on this one?
Lions are good on Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. Little bit of a trend there.
And I also heard today that there is rumor that the Bears are going to fire Nagy like after this game.
Even if they win?
Maybe not. I don't know. I just heard a rumor about that on sports radio.
So here's the thing. I have also heard that the Bears are going to fire Nagy, and I do think the Lions will win this and get their first win. But couldn't you just see it happening where the Bears end up winning and covering, and then Nagy gets to keep his job for the rest of the season and just totally ruin Bears fans' Thanksgivings?
I mean, the Bears are out of the playoffs. So if you're a Bears fan, you should just be like, let's hang on to Nagy until the end of the year. Let's get a better draft pick. Although, according to my Bears fan source, Matty Ice, I don't know if they have a first-round pick.
They do not.
Either way, the season is irrelevant at this point, right? So maybe if you fire Nagy, just see if the interim can go off. But then again, you probably want a fresh face. So I don't know. I don't know why Bears fans want it so badly, to be honest with you. Like, your season's over anyways.
So Miles confirmed they do not have a first-round draft pick. My thing is, if you're going to get rid of him now. Maybe you fall in love with this intern, maybe you don't. But either way, like you said, this season's already down. It's gone down the drain regardless. Give someone a chance in there. You know, you may find the next great head coach in there by, promoting someone that's already in your organization. So why not give him a chance? Connor, you've been quiet. You got anything on this?
No, I'm just trying to soak it all in, all great. I don't really have an opinion on it just because, they're in a bad spot to fire the coach, like a bad point in the season. If you want a fresh start and you think you're going to win games, you'd want to do it earlier on than week, 12?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. I would think you just ride with him the rest of the season. You could fire him just to please fans, but it's not going to change anything.
Well, there you go. But if I'm leaning towards taking Lions money line on this at plus value. If you are going to touch this game, anyone else got any picks or thoughts on this game?
It's a tease. It's a Thanksgiving tease. Give the Lions more points. Okay. Certified cover boy.
Yeah.
And they suck because they suck. They lost to the Ravens fourth string quarterback. I don't even know that guy's name. They lost it in a horrible way. Nobody wants Nagy there, but firing him's not the move in my opinion. We just talked about. I don't know. Let's give the Lions points. The Lions are not good, but they fight hard. They've covered way many more games than they should have. They should have wins on their schedule by now. Let's get them up to, plus 10? They're not going to lose by 10 to the Bears. The Bears can't even score 10 points.
Fair. I would like to disagree with you, but I can't based off of that information. The second game tomorrow night, we got Raiders at Cowboys. Cowboys are getting 7.5 at home, or the Cowboys are 7.5-point favorites at home. I don't know. Does anyone have any faith in the Raiders enough to? I know Dizz was talking about teasing. He probably teased the Cowboys down to almost a pick 'em at -0.5. But
Yep, it's a Thanksgiving tease.
Is anyone feeling crazy enough to take the Raiders at plus 7.5 because a touchdown seems like a lot?
Where's the game?
It is in Dallas.
Yeah, no, you can have that.
I have a fun fact about that game.
Oh, keep them coming. You said you weren't going to talk or anything. Keep it going.
Keith Martin is on the College Mentors for Kids board of directors.
Okay.
He is the father of Zach Martin,
Oh,
offensive lineman for the Dallas Cowboys, and there is also a lineman, and I can't remember his name, but that plays for the Oakland or the Las Vegas Raiders.
okay.
So he has two kids playing in that game tomorrow at Dallas.
That's interesting. So is he traveling down to that game, and he's gonna, regardless of the outcome, he's got dinner plans with either of the players?
He was showing us his daughter made a shirt that was half Cowboys and half Raiders.
The classic half and half. The
It was kind of ugly, but just a fun
Wow.
fact. Just a fun fact.
that is a
Only
fun
the
fact.
winner gets to join Thanksgiving.
I don't know.
Hey, will he be in the stands? Will he get a shout out from Jim Nance or Tony Romo? I feel like that's a pretty good storyline for the announcers.
I imagine. Well, he is going to be at the game, so
The Podfather will reach out to the media and make sure that gets passed through.
that's a great idea. I just don't know how. I just don't know how to email Jim Nance.
Right, just like Dad wants me to reach out to Jay Ferguson to see if we can use his song for an intro.
I thought we would use that for the 100th episode, but I guess it didn't happen.
Probably Jim Nance at yahoo.com if I had to guess.
At
Right.
Netscape.
I love it, but I think if I'm probably going Cowboys -7.5, and moving on. And then the last game, Bills at Saints. Bills are -6, and hang on, wait, what's it say? Kamara will miss Thursday's game. Mark Ingram listed as questionable. I don't know has this line moved at all?
Not since this morning.
I got it at 6.
Yeah, it's still at 6.
Still at 6. So that line was with Kamara being out factored in already. I mean, I think I like the Bills in this one.
Pat, what am I going to say right now?
Yeah, we know. Thanksgiving tease. We got it.
It's a shame this is the 100th episode because for all you listeners out there, we spend about as much time making the pod, coming up with the name of the pod after. And it's a shame this will be titled the 100th episode, or else I would have just named it the Thanksgiving Tease.
Wow. I mean, I guess we could always name it the Thanksgiving tease, but nonetheless, I mean, this seems like a weird line. I'm surprised the Bills aren't favored by more with Kamara out. I mean, the Saints can't throw the ball, period, and now with Kamara out, they really don't have any options.
Yeah, but the Bills have looked bad the past 2 weeks. Like they lost to the Jags, and didn't they lose to you guys?
They did lose to
I lost
us.
bad.
Yeah. I don't know anyone really has the faith they had in the Bills at the beginning of the season. I wouldn't be too shocked, or I'm not too shocked that it's only this much, because what are the Saints exactly? They're playing Simeon. Is Hill still hurt, or are they just straight up not playing him at this point?
I believe they're not playing him at quarterback.
I don't know. Is he that bad that they think he's worse than Simeon?
I guess. They also restructured his contract saying that something like he gets
Okay.
more money if he plays quarterback.
It might be worth it to win a few games.
So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. But in this game, if you do like the Bills, Pat McAfee has a super boost out there. Bills to cover -3.5 versus the Saints, boosted to +100 odds. So that seems like a no-brainer at that point. All right, so that covers all of the Thanksgiving games. Now let's go to Sunday's slate. Titans at Patriots. Patriots -6.5. I mean, I think getting the Patriots under a touchdown is a good deal. I would take the Patriots.
It's a lot. It's a lot of points.
I know Certified Cover Boy doesn't like giving that many points, but I'm sure
Denver's beat up and they're not hot, but
where did you get Denver? We're not talking about Denver. It's
oh,
Titans.
I'm sorry,
Titans
Tennessee.
at Patriots.
Tennessee's beat up and they're not looking good as of late. But 6.5 points is a lot of points. I just think this is a stay away game. I can see this going either way.
That's
6.5 points is too much for me, so I'm staying away.
Well, luckily for me, too many points isn't a thing in my vocabulary, so I'll probably take the Patriots -6.5 in that one.
Patriots are going to be looking at the tape of the Texans, which I'm sorry for them, but they're going to be looking at the strategy that the garbage Texans used to beat the Titans, and I don't think Bill Belichick is going to have any issue with picking the Titans apart.
Yep, I agree. And speaking of those garbage Texans, the next game, this one's possibly the best game of the weekend. Jets at Texans. Texans are getting 2.5. I believe Zach Wilson is starting. Does anyone know that? I know
He's starting, and no faith in the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, the Texans, I don't know if the Texans necessarily looked good against the Titans, but they did beat the Titans.
Is it Tyrod Taylor?
It is. It is Tyrod Taylor.
He's back.
Well, he's been back for a few weeks. He's the reason they beat the Titans.
He's officially back. He showed up last week.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, hammer the Texans, right? If Flacco was quarterback for the Jets, I'd look at the Jets, but if it's Zach Wilson, give me the Texans.
If it's any of the quarterbacks other than Zach Wilson, I'm taking the Jets.
Tyrod's my boy. I love that Houston, it's only -2.5. I love that spread is so small. I am leaning Texans. I haven't taken it yet, but This is one that was on my board.
Yeah, it's Wednesday, so obviously, maybe Connor has, but not too many of us have taken a pick yet.
Hey, I waited a little longer this time. Normally I place it like right after the games on Sunday. I'm like, all right, I'm thinking next week. This is what I got. Way too early, but it usually hits pretty well.
Okay.
Just don't think about it.
Yeah. Less thinking, more doing. That's what Connor does.
That's right. Don't overthink it.
All right.
Give me the Jets and the points.
Oh, whoa. Miles from the clouds. Oh, man. You a Zach Wilson fan, Miles, or you just think that the Texans are trash?
I think anytime the Texans get points, you should just take the other team. That's what I think.
Hey, you know what? Fair. As an AFC South man myself, that is a fair point.
I've seen that team play. I know what they're about.
Love it. This next one, Connor, Eagles at Giants. Eagles are getting 3.5, or Eagles are 3.5-point favorites at the Giants. Giants just got rid of what's his name? Jason Garrett.
Myles Garrett. Or Jason Garrett, not Myles Garrett. They should all get rid of Myles Garrett too.
Yeah, the Giants just got rid of their OC, Jason Garrett. Does that make the Giants better?
No, because Freddie Kitchens is calling the play.
Brown's legend. Oh man, yeah.
With Freddie Kitchens calling the plays, they'll be like hooking ladders and stuff like that going on. I think that could either hurt the Giants a whole lot or help them. I'm not sure where I fall on that.
Okay. And the Eagles have looked like a different team these past 2 weeks. They realized they can run the ball. I don't think the Giants can stop the run. I haven't looked super deep into that, but and our boy IU great Jordan Howard has been that spark that the Eagles needed. So I'm leaning the Eagles. What was that, Miles?
Nothing.
Okay, all right.
You're co-opting Jordan Howard, but that's fine. Whatever. He spent so much
Hey.
time at IU, right?
Oh, so much time.
I would
Mhm.
love to say that ever since Connor said fire Sirianni and bench Hurts, the Eagles have been dominant.
That is true.
So does Sirianni listen to this podcast?
He must. I can't say the same for Hurts because he's not given the opportunities anymore to throw the ball. That's the whole game plan. Don't let him throw the ball.
So maybe he listens to the pod. I'm just saying.
That would be great.
Could be. All right, this next one. Buccaneers at Colts. Buccaneers 3-point favorites on the road. Does this line seem weird to anybody else? The Buccaneers are coming off that win against the Giants, but it's the Giants. Before that, Buccaneers lost 2. The Colts just came off a big win against the Buffalo Bills at Buffalo. I don't know. I feel like this line being Buccaneers -3 seems like too much points for the Buccaneers. I would think this to be more of like a pick 'em at home for the Colts.
I go the other way dramatically. Tom owns Indianapolis, and the Colts are so reliant on a first quarter lead. If they have to pass, they're in trouble. They dominated Buffalo, obviously, but maybe this is just me being a hesitant fan. Maybe this is just me being a hesitant fan, but Dad, mute yourself.
There's like 7 of us on. Do it. You'll love it.
Dude, I don't know who's talking to my
Dad,
but
Podfather, mute yourself.
But joining us a little late, but here and on camera, Dirty Mike. Dirty Mike, welcome in.
How's it going, guys?
Oh, and Emmett. Hey, buddy.
Emmett's on there.
Got the whole family on the pod. Love it.
Hey, Patty.
Hey. Hey,
Oh,
Mom.
yeah.
Congratulations on the 100th.
Thank you. Thank you. We're even getting new guests on the podcast. That's how crazy this episode is.
Well done.
Love it. But yeah, I mean, oh, man, I don't know.
Pat, I'm back to my thought. I think the Bucks should be favored by more. And if I'm to pick something, I'm taking Bucks -2.5.
Okay.
Carson Wentz has 18 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
And Jonathan Taylor is an MVP candidate. I mean, he's now leading the league in rushing yards. That offensive line's moving people.
I'm riding with Dizz on this.
Ah,
Tom Brady will win the MVP, and Tom Brady will beat the Colts by a touchdown. And if they don't, I'm a happy fan. If they do, my bank account is fatter. That's called an emotional hedge. Listen to our previous pods if you need to know what that is. Episode 31. I just made that up.
I was going to say, you pulled that out of nowhere.
Correct.
Unbelievable. All right, another fantastic game this weekend. Falcons at Jaguars. Falcons are 1-point favorites on the road. Is anyone bold enough to take this game?
It is now 2.5, just so you know, for the Falcons.
Really?
Yeah, favorites.
Yikes. I might roll with the Jaguars if that gets over a field goal.
Yeah, I might call it a gambling site if you do that.
I was going to say that
You officially gone
never-
off the reservation.
Phew. That game is interesting. And what do you got?
I agree. I would take the Falcons if the line was 10. Jaguars are bad.
But so are the
we don't-
Falcons.
We don't bet on the Falcons on this podcast. Stay away from this football game.
All right, that's
That's
fair.
correct.
I don't bet on
Do not bet
anybody,
this game.
so.
All right.
So would you be looking at an over and under then, Diz? 46.5.
No, absolutely not. Just stay away. Just stay away. Why do we got to
The
bet?
whole game? You're staying away from the entire game.
Why do we have to bet on this game? There's 12 other games to bet on.
You can say, I hit the Hail Mary.
All right, moving
And
on.
it was a week with the Falcons.
No. Moving on. Another weird game. Panthers at Dolphins. Panthers are getting 2 points. Or 2-point favorites. I keep saying getting 2 points. That's not right. Panthers are 2-point favorites on the road against the Dolphins. Another one we're staying away from, or is anyone feeling a particular way about Cam Newton or Tua?
Panthers should get 10. They'll be giving 10.
Miami's won 3 straight. Miami's won 3 straight.
That's about to end.
Miami's won 3 straight, and they've covered.
Who?
They've
play?
covered. They've played the Jets, the Ravens, and the Texans. Are the Panthers any worse, any better than those teams?
The two of them, yes, because two of them are the worst teams in the league. The Ravens, I said, have always played to their competition, so it's not surprising if they lose or win like any week. I wouldn't think.
I'm just saying, Dolphins at home, underdogs after 3 straight wins, checking all my boxes. That's my flavor. So I'm riding Dolphins here. Dolphins +2, may tease it even up to +9. Haven't made the weekend teaser yet, but loving the Dolphins right now.
Laces out, Dan.
What was that, Mike?
Laces out, Dan.
Yeah. Yep.
That's great.
Miles, you're our voice of reason. What do you got in that game?
I just wouldn't touch it.
Okay, good move, good man.
But I do. Watching Cam Newton play football again makes me smile. If that means anything to you guys.
There you go.
Watching him ground passes makes me smile too.
Watching him run into the end zone makes me really happy, Dizz, and I'm not going to have any negativity.
And I believe Miles has a certain Christian McCaffrey on at least one of his fantasy football teams.
Yep, spent a lot of money on him. Really hope he comes through.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, the next game, Steelers at Bengals. Bengals 4.5-point favorites at home. I don't know who's in or out for the Steelers, but I would lean the Steelers plus the 4.5. I'm not sold on this Bengals team just yet, and the Steelers always seem to find a way to keep the games close. And being this a divisional matchup, I think the Steelers plus 4.5 is the move here.
4.5. 4.5 is a Vegas number, which means Vegas wants to see how the public bets on this, and then they're going to shift the line accordingly. And then people are going to take it when it gets down to 3 or up to 6 or 7. I'm so far out on this game. I don't know what to think of either of these teams. I was riding high with the Bengals. They lost me a lot of money early in the season. And then the Steelers, man, they should have won last week. I don't know. I'm staying away. It's a weird number.
That's a number Dizz sees, and not because he's certified cover boy he doesn't take, but just because it's a weird number. He's like, I'm out.
That's correct.
And I don't know if anyone saw that, but joining us from the darkness, if you will, Disher, welcome in.
Hey, boys. Sorry about that.
It's fine. I get it. You just wanted to show some face in the dark. We get it.
Hey, Disher.
Hey, I came in on the right game because this is my lock of the week. I'm taking the Steelers money line here. Yeah, I got quite a bit of money down on it. And Minkah Fitzpatrick and TJ Watt are both back. Looked like last week the Steelers finally figured out how to score the ball. So Big Ben had his week off. He's come back, figured out some offense. I think they're going to get it done this week. Also, this is a must-win for them if they're going to make the playoffs. So, they're going to be playing and coaching to win. So,
love it. Absolutely love it. Bringing the heat.
That makes a lot of sense, Dish. I like that. Pound the Bengals.
Oh, Miles is a big fade the Publix / fade anyone on this podcast because we all are kind of out there.
It's kind of crazy.
We ride with Tony Russell's Bengals over here. Okay.
The spread opened at plus 3.5 and it's gone up to plus 4.5. So that makes me think the money is going on the Bengals.
Yeah, could be. But it should be a good game nonetheless. One of the better games of the weekend. And then we got Chargers at Broncos. Chargers 2.5 point road favorites. Boy, I'm not sold on the Chargers just yet. Everyone's been all over them all season. They haven't performed, and I don't know that they have regained my trust just yet. But
I agree, and their coach scares me. They literally went for 4th down on their own 30 late in the fourth quarter and they didn't get it, but somehow they still ended up winning. I don't know. The Chargers have burned me in the past. I don't know. It's kind of like an ex-girlfriend texting you up. Like, am I going to respond? Probably, but I'm going to say that I'm going to stay away.
Dizz's analogies are next level. That's the kind of analogies that you don't usually get from time to time, but he's spot on.
Yeah, new week.
even
You
know-
just got to go 1-0.
That's right. I don't even know that what Denver's quarterback's name is.
Teddy Two Gloves. We got Bridgewater.
Oh,
in there.
okay. All right. That's probably why I didn't recognize him. 'Cause he's awful.
Oh, shit.
Oh, come on.
Oh gosh. Well, and it's in Denver, so that Denver, the Denver area, the Rocky Mountains, right, Mike? They're a little bit more rocky.
That John Denver's full of shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Vikings at 49ers. 49ers 3-point favorites at home. Another one where I don't know what either team is. The Vikings just came off a big win against the Packers. The 49ers, I mean, they killed the Jaguars, but it's the Jaguars. But the 49ers have looked better of late, but I'm not sure. But the 49ers may have not won or covered a game at home. Or were they at home last week against the Jaguars? I don't remember, but either way, the 49ers haven't been great at home this season. I don't know what the Vikings have been on the road, but I'll probably stay away from that one.
I'm loving the Vikings. I think they're hot. Kirk Cousins is playing amazing. I know I need to take that with a grain of salt, but Kirk Cousins has looked really good. And Vikings have a chance to make the playoffs in the NFC. If they beat this San Francisco team, they got the Lions, they got the Bears twice, and they got the Steelers at home, which I think they'll be favored in. They have a chance to get to 10 wins. I'm riding the Vikings. I may throw them in like a parlay or something. But yeah, I'm high on the Vikings right now. Haven't made a pick yet, but I'm loving the Vikings so far.
So 49ers are 1-4 at home.
There you go.
Does that affect anything? Vikings are 2-3 away, though, so not great either way.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I'll sleep on that one and maybe come back and pick something. Rams at Packers. Packers 1-point favorites. It's basically a pick 'em at that point, but Packers 1-point favorites at home in Lambeau. I'm feeling the Packers in that one. This Rams team.
What's the weather supposed to be like?
Classic weather question. Does any weatherman know what that weather is going to be like in 3-4 days from now, though? By then, a blizzard could pop up out of nowhere that no one saw coming.
I think the only stat that matters is one that I pointed out for you guys earlier. LaFleur does not lose 2 weeks in a row. He has not. He will not. They just lost last week. I think they're going to come out swinging and just kill the Rams.
I will counter that McVay doesn't lose after a bye. So I agree with you, Connor, but this is one where I may just stay away entirely because
Yikes.
I'm not confident in either team, or I guess I'm confident in both coaches, as you put it. So I'm going to stay away.
Both teams win. Lock it in.
Bet both sides, walk away a happy man.
Maybe one day in the near future, everyone will win. I think that's the ultimate goal, right?
Everyone except for IU's football team.
Wow, taking strays.
Don't worry. We'll get there, Dad. We will get there. Browns at Ravens. Ravens 3.5-point favorites at home. I think I like the Browns plus the 3.5 there. Not because I think the Browns are any good, but because I think the Ravens play to their competition level, and I think it'll be a close game.
I think this screams tease. I think Nick Chubb's back. Would love it if the Browns could just run the ball, control the time of possession. You said it, Patty. Connor's hammered this as well. Ravens play to their competition. I'd love to get this up to 10 points or so. So I'm going to throw this in a tease.
Dizz doing
Is
it.
Lamar playing? Is he officially playing this week?
I think. I don't know that it has been announced. I swear I saw something that said that Lamar Jackson is 120% for sure playing this week. So take that as you will. But I could. I almost wonder what the under is in this game. If both teams are going to try to control the ball and run the ball, maybe the under is the play. I know Dizz will never take an under, but it's something I might look at.
Not wrong.
Another thing to note is it has not been said if Hollywood Brown is going to be in or not. He was out last week, of course. I think it was like high thigh issue. So they haven't announced that he's going to be playing.
The over-under is at 45.5 right now. I personally like that under. It might be the under I take, but I don't. If I do pick a side here, I think I'm going Browns and plus the 3.5. And then the final game of the week, the real barn burner that we've all been waiting for, the Seattle Seahawks at the Washington football team. And the Washington football team are 1-point favorites. The Washington football team's obviously been hot. Russ hasn't been cooking since he came back from that finger injury. Do we trust the Washington football team enough for them to win this game, especially on a Monday night?
Yes. Heineke's my dog. Heineke and Tarot are my dogs. I'm riding with them until they lose me money.
Well, that might happen this weekend on both of them. But I like your confidence.
Thanks.
Connor,
Those dogs need to be put down. Did you catch that?
I did not.
Said those dogs need to be put down. I'm sorry.
Oh, Connor. Oh,
That's aggressive.
Oh, man. Woo.
You got to move on. Both quarterbacks. You could do better.
Then Heineke and Tyrod?
Yeah. Oh, you don't think you could do better than those two quarterbacks?
Well, I would hope you could do better than both those quarterbacks. I mean, 20 to 30 teams have done better than those quarterbacks. But it is what it is. All right. Any other NFL tidbit or anything anybody wants to talk about before we move on?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanksgiving. Diz wanted to talk about Thanksgiving. Did you see the Thanksgiving boost that they have, Diz? 150 combined total points scored
Oh, shit.
across all three teams. I don't see it happening,
Christmas?
but I wanted to hear you.
Thanksgiving or Christmas?
I wanted to hear you, since you don't take an under,
Yeah,
if you would think that those would hit.
I don't know if it's going to hit, but that's such an electric bet that you just want to root for. And like you stuffed yourself full. You're hanging with some family that you don't really know their names, but you're watching the game with them. And you're like, wait, we need 20 more points in this fourth quarter. That would be electric. So I'm all on board. I didn't even see it. Is this DraftKings? Is that why I haven't seen it?
FanDuel.
Wow. Yeah, I'm hammering this. I'm hammering. This might be the 100 piece.
It's
this
plus,
might be the 100.
It's plus 250, Diz, if you're wondering the odds.
Plus 250? Okay, maybe.
Lions Bears is a game, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
God. Yeah. Thanks for the reality check, Miles. Thanks for the reality check. Thank you for that. I appreciate
The
that.
Raiders and Cowboys will score a lot of points.
No, the Cowboys might.
and then the Bills Saints again. Can the Saints put up points?
Only if they run the ball. Yeah, this isn't looking good, but don't take the under. That's boring.
I don't know. The Bills are pissed. The Bills are going to score 40 on their own.
Possibly.
Agree with that. You see their line moved from like 4.5 to like 7.5?
For the Bills Saints?
Yeah.
Well, Kamara's out officially.
No, I'm saying it started at 4.5 and now it's like 7.5.
Yeah, it's moving towards the Bills.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep, you're right.
And then I don't know. I think Mark Ingram's questionable. So if Ingram doesn't go, then the Saints are really hurt. But good call in there, Connor. Good catch. Good little tidbit.
I do want to say that's a good way to test the family's math skills, to count to 150 together as a family.
Oh, that's great.
Get the kids involved.
See how many of them are pulling out their calculators on their phones and trying to keep track and all that good stuff.
Why is Dad upset? Because the teams couldn't count to 150.
That's awesome. All right. Let's talk about the college football slate, the top 25 matchups mainly for this weekend. This first one, and I think it's the one that most people are going to talk about, care about, Ohio State at Michigan. Ohio State is 8.5-point road favorites. Now, this one for me is easy. And again, I rode with Ohio State last week when they dog-walked Michigan State, and I got laughed at. Dizz. But I am doing it again, but this isn't purely due to Ohio State. It's mainly due to my lack of confidence in Harbaugh. He never wins the big game. He has never beaten Ohio State, and I don't think it changes this weekend. Dizz, if you are talking, you're on mute, but do you have anything to comment or add?
I have no comments at this time.
Okay.
I agree with you, Pat.
There we go. Love some positive reinforcement.
Ohio State has scored the last 2 weeks like 45 or more points in the first half.
Yep.
So they're rolling.
What's the spread on this game?
8.5 Ohio State.
I like Michigan, but I don't like it at that number.
Yeah.
Ohio State will cover because they'll end up winning by 10. But I think it'll be a better game than what most people are giving it credit for. Like, I think it's going to be a tough game, but I think ultimately Ohio State will still win by 10 or 14. But it'll be a good game, unlike last week.
I agree with that.
All right. Good deal. And then the other top 25 matchup, we have Oklahoma at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is 3.5-point favorites at home. Both teams come in at 10-1 on the season. Oklahoma State is ranked 7th. Oklahoma is ranked 10th. But for me, I don't think Oklahoma has their quarterback situation figured out, and we're at the 11th game in the season. They keep going back and forth. It's like if one quarterback's doing bad, they'll bring in the other one, and so on and so forth. And in my opinion, if you have two quarterbacks, you have zero quarterbacks. So I think Oklahoma State wins this and covers, and they get propelled into the college football playoff conversation. Nothing? No one?
Agree with you, Patty. And I think Oklahoma State is in the driver's seat for the CFP because Alabama's going to lose to Georgia, and they're going to have 2 losses. No way a 2-loss team's getting in. So I can see Oklahoma State sneaking into the CFP.
I think they would absolutely put Alabama in. Not that they deserve it, but that they would. I totally think they would.
So
I think they
I don't know. That's a rough precedent to set.
Alabama dropped to 3rd this week in the CFP, so I don't know if they'll put them in.
Do we think if Oklahoma State wins out, so that means they win the Big 12 championship game, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And if Alabama has 2 losses, do we honestly think that they won't put the Big 12 champion over a 2-loss Alabama team?
That's what I'm saying. I think Oklahoma State's in if they win out. Plus, that'll put 2 more good wins under their belt. I don't think there's any way they don't get in. The only way Alabama gets in is if they take Cincinnati out. And I don't see that happening either for a 2-loss team.
There's certainly a debate there, and this would really feed into TY's theory on college football being rigged if Alabama has 2 losses and Alabama still makes it into the college football playoff.
I think they probably will, to be honest.
Yeah, possibly. And shout out to Mike. Mike sent me a text earlier of some teams to maybe sprinkle some futures on for national champions, and he did Cincinnati, Oklahoma State. What are the other ones?
Notre Dame and Michigan.
Yeah.
So Cincinnati is going to go undefeated, and of all years, an undefeated non-Power 5 gets in. This is the year. Notre Dame is going to have 1 loss only to Cincinnati, who's going to get into the college football playoff. If Michigan beats Ohio State this week, Michigan gets into the college football playoff, and Oklahoma State's going to win out and get into the college football playoff. So potentially there could be
3 of the 4?
2 to 3 of those 4 teams in the college football playoff, and I got all of them at plus 4,000 odds or better. It's worth dropping $1 on.
And you just got to hope that someone beats Georgia at some point.
Nope, you want Georgia to win because you want Alabama to lose and fall out.
What I'm saying is during the playoffs, you would hope.
Oh, well, obviously.
Yeah. But he convinced me on it, so I went ahead and took it as well. I think it's worth a sprinkle. I mean, 4 single dollar bets, you could win 40 or more. I mean, why not?
Yeah. As someone who watched his team play Georgia this year, I think over 4,000 odds is probably fair. Georgia's incredible.
Yeah, Georgia's really freaking good.
Now, I'm not doubting that. Trust me, Georgia is the favorite. They had negative odds to win the national championship at this point. But it's like negative odds. Ohio State's like plus 300. Alabama's like plus 400. And then it drops down to like plus 4,000. And it's like Alabama's not even going to get into the college football playoff. So if I can get 2 teams that are going to be the last 4 standing at plus 4,000.
You take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one bag targeting call can change that Georgia college football.
That's true.
It always comes back to the targeting calls. I love it. All right, and
Patty and friends, I'm going to sign off. Nice podcast. But I'm out.
All right. Thanks.
Congratulations
for
on the 100.
Thank you. All right, now
Have a good one.
I would be remiss if we didn't talk about this. It's obviously not a top 25 matchup, but IU at Purdue this weekend. Purdue, 14.5 point favorites. So just to give it a little preview or review of this matchup, Purdue has covered in 4 straight against IU, and in those 4 games, the game was decided by less than a touchdown. But this IU team this year is a bit different than years past. There's usually a glimmer of hope in this game. I do not think that it is there. I looked for alternate spreads on DraftKings, and you can take Purdue minus 21 at plus 190. Any thoughts from the IU Purdue fans or just college football fans in general?
I think it's a stay away just because you don't want to bet on IU at all anymore, but I think 14.5 is a lot of points, especially in a rival game. Even if Purdue dominates, it's not something that I want to bet on. I'm going to watch the game anyways. Hopefully it's not as miserable as I think it will be. And I'm not taking a 14.5 point favorite, even if that's probably the better play.
I get it. Certified cover boy. He won't take it. Dirty Mike? He's AFK. Okay.
Yeah, I'll take Purdue.
Yeah, there we go. I knew you'd be riding with me on that one.
I mean, IU is so bad that I don't know that we can score 7 points against Purdue and they'll score more than 21. So it's 24-7 is a realistic outcome of this game, and that means Purdue covers.
That's true. That is true. Dizz,
I would take the Hoosiers on this one.
Whoa, hold on a second. Miles, the guy who came in and said, I'm taking the under on IU wins this season, which has easily hit for him.
Yeah.
And now
I was right about that, too.
And now you're taking the Hoosiers in the 14.5 points.
14.5 points in a rivalry game is a ton of points. And this is more a fate of Purdue than a bet on IU. I don't think Purdue's that great.
Okay.
Yeah, but Miles, you haven't watched IU football.
I've seen that guy clapping on the sidelines a few times. I know what's going on.
Yeah, he's our best player, and he doesn't play.
I'm telling you, I think IU. I mean, they're not going to win, but 14.5 is so many points. I'll take the points.
Okay. All right. Well, there's our college football wrap up. Unless there's any games that anyone else wants to touch on, maybe Miles, you have a Kentucky game you want to touch on?
Kentucky plays Louisville. L's down. Kentucky by 90.
Okay, there you go. That's I like it. It's concise and to the point.
Hey, what's the value of Kentucky minus 89.5?
We will have to do some research on that one, but I imagine fairly good. All right.
Take it.
Cash it. Take it to the bank. All right, let's review our dumbest dummy picks from Monday. I went 0-3, of course. Connor, how did you do?
I went 2-2. I didn't see your 0-3 coming. I mean, it's only happened like every other week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Damn.
Where it's just, I just need one of these to hit. You're just begging,
Wow.
pleading.
Wow.
I just need one.
I didn't expect this slander, all right?
It's an itch that you can't scratch. So I just need one. Just one more.
Wow. Okay.
It's a competition. I got to throw some heat in there. The rest of it's civil, but I got to throw some heat in this one.
Okay. All right. Dizz, how did you do on Monday?
I went 1-2. My over 5.5 didn't hit. I should never bet on the Ducks. Maybe the Ducks are like the Falcons for the NHL. Maybe I'll just stay away from the Ducks going forward. My same game parlay didn't hit. It was kind of a long shot to begin with. But my NBA tees kind of hit. One of the legs was void, so I didn't get the maximum value payout, but I got a payout, and we're going to take that every single time. And beggars can't be choosers on this podcast.
That's right. So in the competition for the month, I am up 4.49 units. Dizz is up 3.01 units, and Connor at the top of the mountain is at 8.42 units. But we'll see. I mean, it's still early. There's still some time left. Not a lot of time, but
you got to say
there is some time.
The biggest bummer on Dizz's behalf, and I felt bad when I saw this. All of the 5.5s hit except for that Ducks game. That was just awful.
Maybe I'll just go back to 9 over 5.5 tonight, and we'll reconsider after that.
There you go. All right, Dizz, you want to start us off with your dumbest dummy picks for this long weekend?
I would love to. I appreciate you letting me lead off here. We got the Bruins at the Sabres over 5.5. Bruins have hit the over in 5 straight games. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm going to ride it. Over 5.5 is one of my favorite picks, no matter who's playing, and the Bruins are putting up goals. So I'm taking that one. I got the Thanksgiving teas, as I've mentioned. Lions up to +10. Cowboys at -0.5, so just have to win outright. And then the Bills +1 against the Saints. Bills have to bounce back. They're a better team than how they've been playing. Don't like that the Saints are at home, but still riding the Bills there. That's the one I'm the shakiest about, but it's a Thanksgiving tease. I want action on all the games. And then I got that PMI Super Boost that you talked about, Pat. Bills to cover -3.5. And the reason I'm taking this, as I just said that I'm shakiest about the Bills, is it's actually a martingale. So it went from -160 to +100. So $5 martingale to win $5. -160 odds to get an even payout. We're going to hammer that every single time. Those are my 3. I'm sticking to my script. I'm confident. Not a lot of high value picks, but that's for next week.
Diz, so what stats did you give for that Boston-Buffalo game? Did you get Boston or Buffalo?
I got Boston has hit the over in 5 straight games.
Well, so it says Boston has gone over in 4 of their last 5. So you missed one there, but I'm with it. But then also Buffalo has gone over in 7 of their last 10. So that was a over 5.5 that me and Connor also liked a lot.
Love it. Thanks for fact checking me. I didn't know this was politics, but I appreciate that.
I wasn't trying to be mean about it. I just assumed you had the Boston one right. But anyways, Connor, what do you have for your dumbest dummy picks for tonight?
I have a boost of Penguins, Panthers, and Capitals to all win at, was it 250, I believe? Hold on just a moment. It is at 280. So it moved up from when I got it. And then I have Bulls -9.5, and then I'm taking the Avalanche to win in regulation.
Love it.
So I got 3.
I think Sunshine's still on here. He would take a Reds money line if the Reds were playing, but
I have the bet of the century,
Oh!
and it just so happens to work out because this is the 100th episode, so it makes a lot of sense. So I guess kind of like what you were alluding to, for those who have listened to this podcast for a long time, when it was kind of starting out, that's my calling card. And so since there's no Reds to bet on right now, I don't know what the odds in this are, but this is my my bet for, I guess, the next 100 episodes is I'm taking Reds money line, Game 7 of the 2022 World Series. And yeah, that's my bet, and I'll see you at the 200th episode.
I'll see you at the cashier.
You mean they don't have the odds for that yet?
Yeah, the season
I
hasn't
do
started
not.
yet, but the Reds to win the Game 7 of the World Series is.
They're going to Game 7. We're gonna get as close to November, make it as close as possible. But yeah.
Oh, that's.
And I'll log back on when it happens.
You got
to
it.
collect.
Man. You got it. I love it. Absolutely love it.
I absolutely love that, but Trevor said he'll log back on when that happens. So, Trevor, this might be your last pod, buddy.
Yeah, I've said that before too, so I wouldn't bet it
too. The persistence is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
I'll be around.
I love it. Absolutely love it. And I believe, Miles, obviously his best bet has got to be Kentucky over Louisville. Anything else catch your eye, Miles, tonight or this weekend?
I have a couple Football Friday picks, actually.
Let's go.
So last week, Arsenal took a pretty heavy defeat to Liverpool, so they're getting some pretty good odds against a terrible Newcastle team this week. So I like Arsenal and Liverpool and Manchester City in a parlay this weekend, plus 142 odds. The only way you're going to lose that is if West Ham play City well. I don't really see that happening. City are playing really well. Just beat PSG today. You love to see it. Plus 142. And Manchester United just fired their manager this week. Patty, I know that makes you sad. Giant so sad. Manchester United fan.
So sad. Yeah. So devastated.
Down goes Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But they're getting plus 475 this weekend against Chelsea. Chelsea are better, but Manchester United's squad is ridiculous. If you look at the players, I think they have a little bit of a new manager bump this weekend. I like Manchester United plus 475.
Value's too good to pass up on that one.
That's what I'm saying.
I love it.
This includes all football, right?
Yeah. You took a nice little spin on Football Friday, but I appreciate that. All bets are welcome. I mean, we just let Sunshine bet on a Game 7 World Series game for a season that hasn't started yet.
Cash it.
Oh, Sunshine, man.
And then,
that's the value we're looking for.
I really love your optimism. I wish I had it.
And then Dirty Mike, are you still here or is that Disher? I can't tell which Red
that's
blog
Disher.
it is. Okay.
Disher,
do you have any bets? I mean, you said Steelers money line. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I got one more for you. It's tonight's game, the Nets versus the Celtics. It's -1 right now at -110. So I'm going Nets against the Celtics. The Celtics are starting to figure it out a little bit, but the Nets are a better team, and the Nets almost lost to the Cavaliers on Wednesday or on Monday, so they know they need to give it their all this time around. So.
I
would
love
it make
that.
you feel better if you knew that me and Patrick also chose the same exact pick?
Did you really?
We did.
Yeah, we did.
So
perfect.
Today at work.
To solidify it, then.
Yeah.
They will win.
Me and Connor, we sat down at work. We're like, all right, let's go to the NBA slate. Let's go to the NHL slate. And the fact that you chose the Nets, that was one of the games we kind of weren't certain on, but we went with the Nets. You went with the Nets. It makes me feel a whole lot better about it.
Yep.
Love it. I will get into my dumbest dummy of the night picks. Purdue -21 versus what?
Before you do that, happy 100th. I gotta finish up moving here, so
well,
I'm
thank
out.
you. We appreciate you, everything you do for us, all the NASCAR picks. But thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
See you.
Take care.
And then there were 4. But Purdue -21 versus IU. I know Miles has beaten that Purdue sucks train. I usually do too, but I think IU sucks more. So I get Purdue minus 21 at plus 190. And then I went Ohio State minus 11.5 versus Michigan. So that's plus 135. I'm hoping Mike's right. I hope it turns into a 14-point game, and we come away with that one. And now this one. And Miles might laugh at me. Miles might agree with me. He definitely thinks I'm crazy. But I'm going Malcolm Brogdon triple-double and the Pacers to win.
Jesus.
Yep, that was the response I was expecting from Miles. But that's plus 3,500.
Yeah, I
Great
bet.
value. Great value.
So he has had 2 triple doubles in his career. Not a great number there, but the defense of the Lakers is their downfall. Lakers 27th in the league in points allowed, 26th in rebounds allowed, and 27th in assists allowed. And I think if Russ Westbrook's going to be trying to guard Brogdon tonight, he won't be able to keep up. And I do think the Pacers win this game, actually. I'm typically not one to bet on the Pacers, but the Pacers are much better at home. And the Lakers just played last night in New York, and now they're coming to play in Indy tonight. So I'm going with Brogdon triple-double and the Pacers to win. There you go. Before we get in,
Yeah, there's nothing else to say about it.
yeah, nope, we're going for it. Now, before we get into the Hail Mary parlays of the day, does anyone have any other bets or anything that they want to discuss?
100 piece. Are we thinking about 100 piece on anything in the near future?
I forgot. First off, we have to do best bets. We haven't done group best bets. Good call, Connor. We have to do best bets.
I say we throw in that Nets one, since we just had Disher verify that this is where we need to take it.
I like that. And then what about Buffalo Boston over 5.5?
Yeah, that was one.
And then
Right? Was that the one that we took?
Yeah. That was the one. Yeah.
Okay.
That was the one Dizz took as his dumbest dummy pick. That was the one that we were looking at it taken in our analysis. We felt really good about that one.
Yeah.
And then do we have one more? That is the question.
Was there something we wanted with the Oilers? Would we want them in regulation? Maybe not. I could be making things up. I could be making my own best bets.
Yeah, I think you're making things up.
All right.
What about the? Go ahead.
Should we take it to football?
Yeah, we could.
American football.
Oh, the shot across the bow.
So no confusion.
Let's see. Was there one that we all agreed on? I don't know if there was.
I mean, I feel like we kind of all took the Cowboys minus 7.5, didn't we? Did anyone take the Raiders?
Don't think so.
I think we all took Kentucky +3.
Okay.
Kentucky
Hey,
plus...
I think we did.
You got it. We'll take it. Kentucky +3.
All right, this is for everyone to bet on.
Yeah.
They're all going to come give us your email so they can message you.
Your online personas.
It's out there. It's out there.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. Now, where was I? Yes. And Connor, the 100 piece. I don't know if there's anything worth putting a 100 piece on just yet.
Oh, for the 100th episode, there's got to be. You have football, hockey, basketball galore until we're back on Monday.
True.
You can't tell me there's not one game that you're like, this is it.
Do we do Kentucky +3? Do we just put a 100 piece on whatever Miles is feeding us?
I've never been wrong.
We'll need the email. We'll need an address.
That's a step too far.
Never lost.
I'm not giving that out.
Social security number, all that.
Oh, that's easy. You give that.
My email address is littlestem5 at yahoo.com.
I love it. Absolutely love it. But honestly, if we were to put a 100-piece, I would think Buffalo Boston over 5.5. If we were to pick one to put the 100-piece on, I think it's Buffalo Boston over 5.5. Do you disagree? This is a 100-piece, so we have to agree on this. This has to be unanimous.
You tend to look at life differently when you're putting $100 down.
Absolutely, I agree. Maybe we hold off there.
You feel hardcore confident when it's like $1. Yes, this is going to cash, big time. $100. Whoa.
Hit that whoa.
Well, we'll think on it. Let me get the Hail Marys out of the way, and then we'll revisit before we wrap up.
Okay.
So the first one, the multi-sport Hail Mary parlay of the day. Connor, did you look at the value of this?
I did because I placed it.
Okay. This is a big one. So this is Miles or Sunshine. You guys have any guesses? I mean, it's 24 legs. So this one's up there.
Hockey's probably in there somewhere.
Hockey is in there. Yes.
See, there you go.
Oh, is that you're just not guessing the value? You're guessing that hockey's in there?
Oh, I thought you wanted me to guess every leg. That seemed a bit ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I just want you to what can $1 win me if all of these hit?
$650.
Sunshine, what say you got anything, or you contend over there?
To be honest, I wasn't even listening to that last part.
Okay.
I apologize.
That's fine. We get it. It is $1 to win $783,597.96. Come on. You knew if it was going to be a 100th episode, I had to go big with the Hail Mary. We're not talking like a few $100 here. We're talking 6 digits on this win right here.
Hell yeah. So what am I evaluating? Is there a question?
Well, you missed it. The question was what could I win with $1 if this hit? And
a Reds World Series.
The chances are probably equal at this point.
Yeah.
Trevor, you just heard the number. How much could Pat win with this Hail Mary parlay?
You got the answer to the test. Now, what's the answer? All right, so we'll start off in the NBA. We got Suns -7.5 versus the Cavaliers. Hornets -7.5 versus the Magic. Pacers -5 versus the Lakers. Nets -1 versus the Celtics. Bucks -15.5 versus the Pistons. Heat -1 versus the Timberwolves. Wizards -4 versus the Pelicans. Bulls -10.5 versus the Rockets. Jazz -14 versus Thunder. Spurs +3.5 versus the Hawks. Warriors -10.5 versus the Sixers. And Grizzlies -3 versus the Raptors. And to the ice for the remaining legs, we got Capitals moneyline versus the Canadiens. Jets moneyline versus the Blue Jackets. Penguins moneyline versus the Canucks. Bruins, Sabres over 5.5. Panthers moneyline versus the Flyers. Blues moneyline versus the Red Wings. Rangers moneyline versus the Islanders. Golden Knights moneyline versus the Predators. Avalanche moneyline versus the Ducks. Maple Leafs moneyline versus the Kings. Hurricanes moneyline versus the Kraken. And finally, Oilers moneyline versus the Coyotes. Woo!
That was a lot of NBA favorites.
It is. That worried me, but me and Connor, we sat down together. We evaluated the lineups, who's in, who's out. We evaluated the stats, the trends, all of that, and we there was just one that stood out to us as an underdog, and that was the Spurs.
All right. I trust you did the research.
Yeah. All like 15 minutes that we did, Miles. It was a lot.
Easy $800K coming your way.
That's right.
Roll in the Loomis truck.
All right, and then I have the Hail Mary same game parlay of the day for you guys. If you go on to DraftKings, you can opt in. They have a Thanksgiving special where you can put a $25 risk-free same game parlay on any sport. So I chose to use it tonight in the NBA, and I'm going back to the game that I love, the Pacers versus the Lakers. And it's $25 risk-free to win $1,025. So I got Sabonis over 16.5 points. Sabonis over 10.5 rebounds. Sabonis over 4.5 assists. Holiday over 9.5 points. Holiday over 3, or I guess it's 3+ 3-pointers. And then I got Westbrook 30+ points plus assists. And then Brogdon, 30 plus points, plus rebounds, plus assists. So there you have it. All right, Connor, upon further review, anything strike your fancy for the 100-piece?
So I just placed the over 5.5.
For the
Not looking bad.
100-piece?
Yes.
Okay, that's it.
Good.
We're all riding. I'll
Vegas seems to think it'll happen as well. They have it in minus 124 right now. I'm taking it right before it moves. It's bound to move very soon. So if you're riding, now would be the time to do it.
All right, I'll text Dizz and let him know. Dizz had to depart, but we'll text Dizz and let him know. 100-piece for the 100-piece episode. Boston, Buffalo, over 5.5.
My bankroll is zero, exactly zero right now. I had 100 even that I was saving for this last pick. It's rough.
Wow, you live life dangerously, my friend.
But you know what? I placed all of my NBA, all of my NHL, my parlays for both, all of my football through Sunday, and my 3 parlays, the Thanksgiving, the 1 o'clock, and the 4 o'clock parlays.
All right, hey, you know what? What you've been doing has been working. I'm not going to question it. But there you have it. All right, gentlemen, anything you guys want to get off your chest before we send these folks into a wonderful, long Thanksgiving weekend?
Well, I don't have anything else. I just wanted to say congratulations again, and I will be around. I was joking about showing up again at 200, but no, it was a pleasure, and congrats again. Hopefully, all your bets come true and you make some money this weekend.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that, Sunshine, and thank you for joining us. It's always a pleasure. Always nice to have a little bit of sunshine in our life.
Absolutely, it's gonna be a long winter.
Oh, oof. Well, yeah.
So I'm here to do any rays of sunshine that I can.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Congrats, boys. Happy for you. And dinner's on Pat when he breaks in 800K.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, when that hits tonight, we're having our own Thanksgiving feast at Fogo de Chao. All right?
I'll be there. You know I'll be there.
Oh, yeah. All right. Connor, anything from you?
I think I'm good. I'm still thinking about the $100 bet I just placed.
He's still in shock.
Riding in my head.
He's still in shock. Might have to get Connor an ambulance.
Hey, the most I've ever done was 50, and that was a risk-free 50.
Right. No, I'm the same way, but hey, we're all going for it. We're all sending it. We're not like Dizz where we just took 100-piece out of Dizz has done 100-piece before and it was like nothing.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I did this by the way, and we're like, what? You didn't even mention that.
Yeah,
nothing brought it up.
Yeah, so we're living dangerously, but hey, what's Thanksgiving for, right? Well, thank you all for listening. We really appreciate it. We are nothing without you guys, the listeners, the watchers, all of that good stuff. So we really appreciate it. Feel free to check us out on Twitter and Instagram at SportsBetByDumb. And check us out on YouTube. We do have a live YouTube stream of this. You can go to YouTube, search in Sports Betting by Dummies, filter by channel, and we will be that first one up there. The black and yellow. Look for the black and yellow logo. Please subscribe. We're looking to get to 100 subscribers so we can give you guys a unique URL instead of just having you guys have to search for it. And yeah, just hopefully everyone enjoys their Thanksgiving, their long weekend. Don't work too hard. Enjoy sports. It's a plenty right now. Hopefully it's a nice, long, and profitable weekend, and we will see you all on Monday.